Look at this flat f***ing Earth really quick.
Oceans don't bend, bitches.
I'm gonna just wait here for a little bit.
The world you live in is one big lie. Here's Nixon making the first phone call to the astronauts on the Apollo mission. And here he is on the phone, yeah? But if you look on the wall, you'll notice that there's a picture of the Earth on the wall. How did they get the picture of the moon before the phone call? Question everything.
Bro, thank you for making my point for me, even though you were trying to mouth off. It's pretty amazing. That's exactly what I'm saying. We've come so far technologically in all other realms, okay, that we haven't been back to the moon yet. We haven't been farther, haven't landed a man farther yet in 65 years. We don't have, vehicles that go out into space, travel around a little bit, come back down and land. Just constantly going out, monitoring, seeing things, doing science. But all these other things have happened, and more.
Earth is flat. I'm telling you the truth. Go look for yourself. I did.
You are not going to want to miss this video. Did you know NASA has a full-size replica of the ISS and their neutral buoyancy lab in Houston, Texas? Does anyone else remember when that astronaut messes up and says, quote, right here in Houston, Texas? Well, if you don't, watch this.
Houston was the first to receive words from the surface of the moon, and the next giant leap will also start right here in Houston.
Right here in Houston. Right here in Houston.
So I decided to go to Google Earth, and you're not going to believe it. So you could do this yourself. Just go to Google Earth, type in Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. And you're going to want to look for Building 9, which is this building right here. Hit Street View. And you're going to want to tap somewhere right in here. Wow. Look at that. Right here in Houston. Just scoping it out. Doesn't look like space. But it doesn't stop there. A European Space Agency astronaut was wrapping up a 7-hour-long spacewalk outside the International Space Station when he noticed water leaking into his helmet. Water? I thought space was empty. NASA alarmed that astronaut spacesuits keep filling up with water. I'm starting to think that these guys are not filming in space, but in a pool. Like, do you see the problem here?
A compass absolutely cannot function on a globe. It is an objective fact of absolute reality. That's why our system for navigating is called polar plane coordination. There is a fixed source in the center. Navigation is not possible whatsoever any other way. This is called a compass. Why is it called a compass? Because it is a complete pass circling a fixed point. This is something you use when navigating to determine your angle of trajectory. It mimics your magnetic compass. This is a magnetic compass. It makes a complete pass around a fixed magnet. The compass is the only objective, constant truth in existence. A compass derives all geometric outcomes, any plane curve of trajectory, and closed curve from 2 points. It computes your position, angle of symmetric shapes. PASS, position, angle, sextant square. A compass does not function when 2 poles are acting on it at the same time. It is a single pole, horizontal plane instrument. Do you see how much pivot is in my needle in the same width of the magnet? Because it's a single pole, horizontal plane instrument for making complete passes around a fixed point of its source attraction. A south magnetic pole cannot exist and your compass function properly. There is no south pole. There is no south pole star. Objectively, look at the star chart. No south pole star. I'm assuming this is what you mean by the south axial spin or whatever that doesn't fucking exist, that there is no objective measure for it whatsoever, perfectly explained by perspective and how the stars actually travel. So you think this is happening? If you think the Earth is what makes the stars revolve, then that would mean you think that the southern hemisphere is spinning a different direction than the northern hemisphere. The polar plane coordinate system exists because of a fixed center point Polaris, a sextant, and a compass. Your longitude and latitudes are measured by those instruments. There are 24 hours in a day. There are 24 segments to the polar coordinate system. Weird, what a strange coincidence. Each one of these segments is 15 degrees. The stars revolve around Polaris 15 degrees per hour. 24 15-degree segments equals 360 degrees. That's one circle, which consists of 21,600 minutes and 1,296,000 seconds. Navigation is based on this time created by nature's clock. Nature's clock swings east to west just like a normal clock. It turns clockwise. That's why we have right-hand rule in Cartesian coordinates. Spherical coordination is not possible until you convert the polar plane coordinates from the fixed point in the center. Every line of longitude is a perfect north-south. There is no other way to navigate or use a compass. The heading indicator inside of an airplane, which is a gyroscopic compass, is not equivalent to a magnetic compass, the arbiter of truth. It is not an arbitration of truth. It is subjective. There are magnets used on the compass. What happens when you put magnets on a compass? It's no longer a fucking compass. That information is manipulated. It's not constant like a magnetic needle compass. The true north for a pilot is the 180-degree mark on the polar plane coordinate system. Third leg of the journey from Chile to Australia is southwest by compass. It's the only way that navigation works. That's why there are 24 segments of 15 degrees that are divided up into minutes and seconds determined by your sextant and your compass. There is no other option than this right here. This is to scale. This has function. It does time, navigation, everything. Now let's get on the plane and see what happens with our compass. This is what the globe says the flight path is, because they think the shortest distance between 2 points is a curve, but that's no surprise because they think the Australians are upside down sailing on curved water and Antarctica has a curved horizon of ice plateau. So on the pseudo-fictitious globe, they're going down and then back up instead of straight across or whatever, but it's southwest, west, northwest. So this is the third leg of the journey from Chile to Sydney, Australia. The man who says that southwest doesn't work on a compass, when a compass is the only reason you can navigate in the first place. It's why you have the latitudes on your map. The airplane says we're heading northwest on the third leg of our trip from Chile to Sydney. But the compass is the arbiter of truth for measuring concentric circles inside of a magnetic field, orienting you to the fixed source. So they're saying we're way down here going on our third leg, but oh, wait a second, look at the compass, west by southwest. The compass, which is the arbiter of truth, the thing you use to navigate, by compass, you are going west by southwest. I trust the compass. I don't trust the airliner because I know a compass functions properly. I know how a compass works. Like, this compass is telling us we're going west by southwest. The thing you said is not possible on a compass. But here we are, Chile to fucking Sydney, and guess what the compass is doing? So let's figure out our location on the plane. We have our compass aligned with the north. We know that the longitudes are always north-south. So right here is the heading. We want to keep the heading between the diamond and the one beside it. We have our north lined up with the longitude, and our compass match, that's our position. Keeping it between the two. Now we're going west. We just went northwest on the first leg of our journey. Now we're on the second leg of our journey, going west with a 244 heading. East and west are circles, so you can only go 1 degree before you're no longer going due east or due west. Airplanes use the artificial true north. They don't use actual magnetic north, the only objective north there is. I'll have to get into this later. Now the compass match. Why do the compasses match? Because there's a fixed pole in the center, and that's what's happening. See, we went the west leg. The west leg can only go so far because the rest of the flight is that. That is the rest of the flight. Now, let's take the same trip with the south magnetic pole on our compass. Oh, wait. Never mind. It doesn't always point north. Not every longitude is a perfect north-south. Every longitude is a perfect north-south. No matter where you are on this map, north is up. So that means no matter where you are on this map, which means no matter where you are on this map, which means we know it functions and it has proper scale because this works. And this is based on the stars, which this is based on. It all goes together. There's no other way about it. The only constant of true Earth reality is light. The only constant objective fact made by man is the red half needle of a compass.
This one's dedicated to corrupt politicians.
Absolutely. And I'm really sorry, I'm horrible in comment sections, but I got plenty of examples for you. So water, first of all, always finds its level, always has to have a container. It doesn't bend, it doesn't curve, it can't stick to a spinning ball. Antarctica is not a continent, but an ice wall that surrounds our entire perimeter of Earth and is the container for our oceans, our waters. They say we're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, orbiting the sun at 66-something thousand miles an hour, all while hurling through an infinite vacuum at however many miles an hour, and we don't feel any of that. Also, proof of a firmament, okay, that God said that he put over us and fix the stars into. You can't have gas pressure without a container. Where's the container for all the pressure when we have an open atmosphere? Okay, it doesn't make any sense. And then they say that the sun is 93 million miles away. You can look and see for yourself. Feel the heat on you, right? Right now I feel it. The sun is local, as is the moon. Excuse me. So the sun is the greater light, the warm light to govern the day, and the moon is the cool light to govern the night. If you go in the shade of the moonlight, you'll notice that the temperature is warmer than if you're standing in the moonlight.
Hey, Glurfs, where are those 6,000 satellites in space responsible for 99% of the communication on the so-called Ball Earth?
Now, 3 undersea cables in the Red Sea have been cut. As a result, global internet and telecommunication traffic of Asia, including India, Europe, and the Middle East, has been rerouted. The sabotage of telecommunication lines could further escalate the months-long crisis.
Ball Earth believers seem not to understand how airplanes fly. They think when an airplane flies over the flat Earth, the pilot has to be constantly steering the airplane right or left. No, this is not how an airplane flies on the flat Earth. As an example, let's look at this flight from Quito in Ecuador to Nairobi in Kenya. Both cities are right at the equator. The way it's done is like this. You trace a straight line between the two cities. This is called a great circle route. A great circle route is a straight line cutting through the latitude lines. As you can see, there's no need to be constantly steering the airplane to the right or to the left. On the other hand, if we pick the same two cities on the Ball Earth, we have a problem. The pilot would have to be constantly adjusting the nose of the airplane downwards due to the curvature of the Earth. There is no other way around this since Earth curves 8 inches per mile squared. Since we know airplanes do not adjust for the curvature of the Earth, we know that the Earth is flat. Just remember, on the flat Earth you draw a straight line between the two cities and fly straight and level. On the Ball Earth, the pilot has to be constantly adjusting the nose down due to the curvature of the Ball Earth. Since we know airplanes do not adjust for the curvature of the Earth, we know that the Earth is flat. Flat Earth Banjo signing out.
The Flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.